Good evening, guys. How are you doing? Tonight, I just want to do a little, my honest opinion about Jack Draper. Now, I'm just going to get straight to the point. He's a dark horse, because that man can fight. And the thing is, guys, I think Jack is one of the most underrated bare knuckle fighters out there. Nobody speaks about him. Jack goes under, whether people agree with me or not, it's my opinion. I'm a fighting man. I've had about 17 bare knuckle fights, so I know who are fighting men and who isn't. See, Jack, listen, whatever, mine and Jack's fight didn't come off because I obviously got the infection in my leg, blah, blah, but it doesn't mean that I don't respect him still, because I do. And I think he's a very tough lad. And I think with Jack, he goes under the radar, where you get a lot of people like me and DC and all them are we're always spoke about. But really, Jack is the man that people need to be speaking about, because do not tell you I said I told you so in 2 years' time when he takes over. I'm telling you now, Jack Draper is a very, very hard man and a great technician. He's got a great boxing background, but like I said, bare knuckle fighting isn't just about boxing, but Jack has fought bare knuckle and he makes quite easy work of it. And Jack does come under the radar. Nobody ever speaks about Jack. And I think that will work in Jack's favour, because in 2 years' time, when Jack's won probably about another 4 or 5 fights when he fights on BKFC, because I honestly believe when he gets on BKFC, I think he's going to do really well. I'm predicting that he's going to do very, very well. And he's a tough lad. And he carries himself very well. He's very respectful. But yeah, I think he goes under the radar. I think nobody speaks about him. Like, well, I'm speaking about him because I know that he's one of the top lads out there. You won't hear many other people saying that, because probably a lot of people haven't looked into him. But for me, he's top notch. Like, in the top 5 bare knuckle fighters in Britain, definitely. I've watched all the shows. I've seen all the bare knuckle fighters. I've seen the likes of Podmore. I've watched them all. And I just think Jack is a level above people. People might not disagree with me, but I don't think we've seen the best of him. He's still a young lad as well. You know what I mean? Bare knuckle fighting, you're not in your prime for me till you're 35. I feel in my prime now at 39. Wear and tear. I've got injured. I've torn my bicep muscles. I've broken my thumb. I've had my ribs fractured. Wear and tear, but I'm still feeling great. I think Jack's got a lot to give. That's my honest opinion, what I really think. One of the best, like genuinely one of the best. People saying, could I beat him? I don't know. It'd be probably, well, like when we were going to fight, I was even said it was the hardest fight I've ever had. It probably will be. It's just not just because he's massive. He's a massive stature of a man. He's got a really good chin and he's really powerful. But he's technically gifted as well. He's got a really good defence. I think Jack's more he's a forward fighter, isn't he? What I've seen of Jack is he doesn't like to take a step foot back. Obviously with the Shaw fight, he wasn't in, I know Jack, we spoke about that, he wasn't in a mentally good place with that. And that's the thing, guys, people think, when you go into fights, right, if your mind isn't in 100% great place, you can come unstuck. I've seen me sometimes in a street fight, like I'm in a really bad place mentally, and I'm not like 100% there in my head, and I'll just start using the head and doing dirty things. And when normally me, I'm like more just, I'll go in with my hands, I don't use weapons, you know what I mean? But when the head's not in the right place, your focus isn't there, and you can come unstuck sometimes, especially if you fight top opposition. That's why it's important to be always on the ball. Like now in my personal life, I'll always keep fit, I'll eat healthy, and I don't drink, just in case one day someone puts it on your toes. You have to, I know it's not a negative way of thinking, but you've always got to be one step ahead. But yeah, that's my honest opinion about Jack. I think he's very underrated. I think he's coming under the radar very, very slowly. And I think in the next couple of years, people will be talking about him. That's what I believe. If I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I know fighters, I know fighting men, and he's definitely up there. That's my little opinion about Jack. Hopefully Jack has something nice to say about me. No, but he's a great lad. He's a good, brilliant fighter, tough as nails. And because people always ask me, like, what is your actual opinion about Jack? And my opinion is he's one of the best fighters out there. and he's not spoke about enough. And I think he needs to be, I think with Jack, when he becomes more active, I think that's when people start talking. We've seen glimpses of Jack, and when I watch his fights, you know, when you're a fighter man, you know by looking, he's a top fighter, do you know what I mean? You just know. It's instinct. We know fighting men know fighting men. But yeah, so that's my opinion about Jack Draper, guys. God bless. Love you all.